Greetings and salutations. Kylo Ren here, bringing you another episode of Comic Book Corner. Today's episode to review 5 comics from the new Star Wars Disney canon. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of the new canon, but these are particular comics that are pretty good. Starting with the Kanan comic, which I reviewed before, and now I'm going to go to a couple more. Starting with Skywalker Strikes. Now this one fills in the gaps between 4 and 5. Original Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. And I gotta tell you, it feels like a freaking movie when I was reading it. Let's just sum it up. It's a really good story about I think this is the one where Vader finds out Luke's his kid. He sends Boba Fett, a useless, overrated bounty hunter, to look for Luke, because he finds traces of Force energy on Tatooine. Just like after his failure in his Vader book, the Emperor sends him to Tatooine as punishment. Then he meets that I guess bounty hunter chick, and one thing leads to another, and he ends up hiring Boba Fett to hunt Luke Skywalker down to kill, destroy the Death Star and whatnot. I think this would have made a really good animated series. Anything is better than that stupid Rebels cartoon. The show sucks. But anyway, it's a good in-between story, you know. Yeah, it's definitely the one. Go with Tatooine. So in these comics, he has a couple of run-ins with Vader, which I'm not too crazy about because it doesn't make his meeting with him in episode 5 as special anymore. I just seen him a whole bunch of times by now. It's like, are you serious? And that's the issue with making all these in-between stories when you've had the original trilogy around for the past like 30 years. Doesn't make any sense. Which is why Rogue One doesn't make any sense. I can go into a whole long rant about everything wrong with that movie already. And the reasons why I have no interest to watch it. Not just because it looks really boring. But nonetheless, this is kind of interesting. So if you haven't read Skywalker Strikes, you should definitely check it out. Story's good. You got a lot of familiar characters. Some stuff a little anticlimactic or non-suspenseful. You already know what happens. This is a fresh story, but it's in between the movies where you know how it ends up. So, for instance, when Han and Leia are arguing with each other, and she says, "I hate you, Han," you already know where that's going. So, there's no tension or anything. And right here, you got Luke meeting Vader, which is kind of dumb in my opinion because his doesn't make episode 5 that special anymore to me. It's like episode 5 should be his first meeting with Vader, and now that's all undone because of this stupid comic and no thanks to Mickey Mouse. And you're not really fighting this one, just the clash, but it's still. I mean, unless you look at it like this is the very first time he sees Vader, and then episode 5 is like he's looking at his running with Vader as like revenge or something. This is before he's a Jedi, so revenge makes sense. Considering what Ben told him about his father, how he killed his father. And that's the thing about Ben Kenobi, like he was lying to Luke the whole time. And honestly, I think Luke should have been a little bit angrier with him, especially once he found out the truth. It's like, Ben, you lying son of a gun. And to think Leia named her kid after him. No wonder Kylo changed his name. Yeah, they really just clash. It's not really a fight. Then here, he grabs Luke's lightsaber and realizes that it once belonged to Anakin when he was Anakin. And that's how he realizes that this kid is his son. Because in episode 4, he's like, the Force is strong with this one, so this one is after that movie. This one's after episode 4. Yeah, it should have been a really cool cartoon. I can already hear the voices and the sound effects as I'm turning the pages. If I had to give a weakness, I'd say, like I said before, Luke meeting Vader in this comic. Kind of weird. But it serves a purpose, so can't complain too much. Well, that's Skywalker Strikes, so check it out if you haven't read it. I think Vader's the next one. Darth Vader. When I saw this in the store, I knew I could pick it up. And I was watching Collider Jedi Council today, and I'm like, it's got a brought up an interesting question. Should there be a spin-off Darth Vader film? You know, like one of his solo adventures, like in this comic? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he should. I mean, I'm glad they watched Darth Vader film over Han Solo any day of the week. Not just because Han Solo's already been, or his story's already done. I mean, we've got 4 movies with the guy. Why do we need a little Twilight Han Solo film coming out? I don't understand. I mean, Harrison Ford is always going to be Han Solo. There's no one else that could possibly hope to fill those shoes. I think the new kid is setting himself up for disappointment. Because unless he pulls it off, there's going to be a lot of backlash for this kid. Trying to take over a role that's been iconic since 1977. So all I'm going to say is good luck, kid. I'm just not going to watch it happen. You know? I'm just not going to watch the movie because I could care less. Han Solo's too iconic to have some random person try to make people like me believe that he's a young version of Harrison Ford. Yeah, right. When pigs fly. So yeah, this would be a sick TV show, TV series, Netflix series. or a live action film, I'd watch the heck out of that. Darth Vader movie. Something between 6 and 7 would be nice. Fill in that gap, because one thing that annoys the crap out of me about Disney's stupid canon, their whole thing about milking out Star Wars franchise, going back in time to the boring ass era of the Rebellion era before the Death Star was built. Like, give a damn, man. Honestly. No, we're gonna have a movie about the random people that stole Death Star plans. Blah blah blah. Who cares? We all know what's gonna happen. Unless you were born yesterday. The original movies have been around for 30 freaking years. So, unless you've been living under a rock or something, I don't know how you don't know. It's already happened. Rogue One is completely pointless. Would you have seen the movie, Kylo Ren? I'm not gonna see the movie because I don't give a damn. It's gonna be crap. It's like, this is what you give hardcore fans after Episode 7 Disney. Really? Going back in time again? I've learned nothing from people's backlash about the prequels. I've learned nothing. Idiots. But yeah, the Darth Vader comic. I'd love to see a movie about this. Movie, TV show, something. This is freaking awesome. Artwork, the story is great. The way they're just talking to Jabba is just like such a freaking badass. There's a reason Vader's the most feared creature in the galaxy. One of the chumps on Galactic Jedi Council, I think it was Airhead Mark Ellis. I don't think the guy has anything going on in there. That dude was like, oh, why would just have a movie with Vader's going all out, hunting down Jedi? Have you played The Force Unleashed? That's basically what that game is. I mean, granted, Vader's only in one level. Only have to play him as him at one level, but still. That's what the game is, hunting down Jedi. So yeah, do some research. Oh snap. He's Force choking Jabba the Hutt. Pizza the Hutt. Don't wear PG hat to buy next week. No, I gotta have by tomorrow. Jabba's getting choked out. That's hilarious. Oh man. I guess as long as you ignore some of the special edition stuff that Lucas had for no reason. Like the stupid CG and Mos Eisley. That doesn't make any sense. Especially in a generation where that stuff didn't even exist in 77. Now you're adding it up. Now you're adding it into a movie that was perfectly fine for a couple extra dollars. See, one of my favorite books from the old expanded universe was the Dark Empire books. Dark Empire involved Luke very briefly turned to the dark side, and Leia brought him back before he could fall too far. But at the time in that comic, she was carrying one of the twins, I believe. Those are good times, man. Reading all the books, the Legacy of the Force series, and then the New Jedi Order series. Amazing. Unlike most people, I really don't care what Disney erased, what they didn't erase. That stuff is still canon to me. That's exactly what Episode 7 should have been. Because you know what's in the expanded universe? There's no Death Stars. Starkiller Base isn't a Death Star, Kylo Ren. Sure it isn't. It's a really big Death Star. With an even bigger trench run, right? There's nothing similar about Starkiller Base to a Death Star. You put all three of them next to each other and make the Mickey Mouse symbol. It's another Death Star. I don't know what the idea was to make another Death Star, but it was a stupid move. I find it interesting that Vader's able to hide his emotions so often Sidious. When right now in this comic, he's already having conflicting thoughts about Skywalker. Because when he ran into the kid, he noticed that Luke had his lightsaber when he was Anakin. He realized that Obi-Wan was the one that gave the lightsaber to him. Which gets the wheels in his head turning. And he starts to realize that Sidious lied to him about his kids dying with Padme. Very interesting. Please, Lord, let the Boba Fett rumors about giving that loser a movie not be true. He's the last character in the movie. He's so overrated. He doesn't do anything in the movies. Barely has any lines anyway. He looks cool, but I would never watch a Boba Fett film. I have my life depending on me. Granted, if there was a Darth Vader film, I think it'd be kind of tricky to find a good story unless it's in between films, which again would be another prequel. But give me Darth Vader on the big screen again, I'll watch it. Just not Rogue One, because it looks really boring and stupid and pointless. I wish these comics are what Rebels should have been. That show was terrible. It's terrible in like every way possible. All kiddie-ish and all that. Yeah. I mean, Clone Wars had some kiddie stuff in there. balanced it out, you know. It had stuff for everybody. This show is just so one-sided, doesn't know what it wants to be, and I don't have the patience to be sitting through some stupid show with cheesy ass droids running around in some space Aladdin kid. And Kanan's probably the only cool character in the whole show. And he's barely in it sometimes. It's like, okay, why should I watch this? Yeah, I guess this girl becomes his partner in crime for a little bit, I think. It's like this protocol droid called 000 reminds me of HK-47 from the Republic games. Don't know what HK-47 is. This day was a really cool droid. Yeah, I love to destroy things. Here's some cool artwork. Now, unfortunately, like all the best stuff in the Fan universe is gone. According to Mickey Mouse. Again, don't care. Always wanted to see Ferris Olin come back. Ferris Olin is one of the, he was Anakin's rival when he was an apprentice. In those old school Jedi Apprentice books back in the day. It's a good series. Now, Ferris Olin warned Kenobi years ago about Anakin. He told him that the kid was dangerous years ago. Kenobi didn't believe him. He didn't believe him. Well, I don't know how that turns out. I heard a rumor that General Coda was supposed to be in the Clone Wars series, but he never showed up, unfortunately. So yeah, that's Darth Vader. Give it a solid 4 out of 5. Now this one, Showdown with Smuggler's Moon, is basically a flashback comic. Skywalker is on Tatooine and finds Kenobi's journal and learns about what is going on here on Tatooine. And now they have to stay in hiding and all that. Basically not use his Jedi powers. And he was protecting Luke from a distance without revealing himself, which is kind of interesting. Makes me wonder if anyone ever makes a Kenobi film, which could be okay, I guess. I'm not crazy about prequels. I like the prequels for Star Wars, but don't need to keep making them. Just shrinks the universe. A really big universe getting shrunk. Because now Disney wants to fill in the blanks of every little damn thing that happens. Even if it means taking away from the mystery of the universe. Yeah. Great plan, Disney. Oh yeah. So Han Solo's quote-quote wife shows up and creates a little bit of tension between him and Leia. Turns out it was all it was a scam. You know, between smugglers and stuff. So she's not really his wife. They just had a fake wedding to fool somebody. Reading some of these makes you really want that 1313 game. Oh yeah. Luke gets captured on Nar Shaddaa and taken, I think he gets taken to some kind of temple. Really cool. So there's some cool stories in these, but still. Yeah, he gets taken to this temple full of their artifacts, including some holocrons. Kind of reminds you of the episode 3 game in some areas. Just think about it sometimes, like, the council is so stupid. I mean, the whole thing about not having attachments doesn't make any sense. Because even Padawans and Masters are attached emotionally. The Master cares for the Padawan. The Padawan learns from the Master. And they form a bond, which is an attachment. So to say you can't have any attachments doesn't make any sense. It's just another reason why Anakin fell. Because instead of mentoring the boy, he kept treating him like dirt. And then acted all surprised when he turned on everybody. It's like, it's your own fault, you morons. And on to that, the fact that they framed his Padawan, and she left, that ticked him off. Just gave him another reason to hate them. Sure, not in the movies, but still a good plot point. And it ties in perfectly, so. Now I'd love to see this in a cartoon series or something. Keep telling someone why I don't like Rebels, because there's no characters I give a damn about. I mean, the finale was okay at best for season 2, but I wasn't expecting that much from it, so at the end of the day, I didn't really care. You know? The show was average at best. Not saying much. This one was okay. Darth Vader's Shadows and Secrets. Number 2 in the Vader run. Okay. Not my personal favorite, but still good. I haven't read it in a while. Disney's new canon is okay. It's not my favorite. But the way comic is the worst. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep reading the Princess Leia comic. It's awful. It's awful. It's terrible. I was bored at the Rogue One trailer. Fell asleep in the theater when that came on screen. Decided to take a little power nap when that was on. You watched that? That awful Rogue One trailer? Better take a little cat nap. I mean, anything, these comics show how ruthless Vader is. And they tell some pretty good stories. I mean, look at this. Vader's surrounded by military and wipes them all out. This part is awesome. It's like, lower your weapons, you will not be harmed. Uses the Force to detonate their grenades. Hilarious. This is how powerful Darth Vader is. So powerful that freaking Space Aladdin and the wannabe Jedi Kanan shouldn't be able to force push this guy across the hangar, then drop an ATST on him. No. Then Leia goes after him for revenge for all they're on. But yeah, this is one is Vader Down. It's probably the best in the canon so far. The artwork is absolutely fantastic. I also bought the Lando comic. I have not finished it. Yeah, that will conclude tonight's episode of Comic Book Corner. Try to keep it as short as possible. These are the comics I briefly talked about. I'm not going into too much depth. That would take way too long. I wanted to do one at a time, focus on each, but that would be like 5 different videos, and I don't have the patience for that. So, yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, check these out. Should be at your local Barnes & Noble or any bookstore. To order them online if you want. And see you next time.